As you know, this channel is about what it's like to live in France and the Mediterranean Pyrenees region in particular, where we live. That includes what it's like to live here during all the lockdowns, releases and curfews. The video you're about to see was taken on the first day of release from the first French lockdown, and according to the information on the photos, we took it at the end of May 2020, just before the cafes and restaurants opened for the summer and thousands of people, mainly from northern France and Spain, came on holiday to the region. We, that's my husband, myself and our dog Scamp, decided to go to the beach, and before that day we were locked into an area of 1 kilometre circumference from our house, and the beach was outside that 1 kilometre. Here are some new French words for you to learn. They're not words I ever thought I would have to teach. Lockdown is le confinement in French. There's a special word for release from lockdown in French, and as far as I know, that doesn't exist in English. Release from lockdown is le déconfinement. Another useful word these days is curfew in English, which is couvre-feu in French. As you can see, the English word curfew comes from the French word couvre-feu. Many English words and expressions come from the French, as you would expect, since the two countries are neighbours. As I've already mentioned, these photos and video clips were taken on the first day of the first déconfinement in France. And this is what we saw as we approached the beach. No, I promise you that I did not Photoshop these photos at all. The scene was exactly what you see here. The word for entrance in French is entrée, and the word for exit is sortie. Here we have a long beach with miles of beautiful sand. You can access the beach practically anywhere, but they have nevertheless put up a barrier with arrows showing the entrance to the beach and the exit. You couldn't make this up. This sign told us the rules for using the beach during the déconfinement. You can see that the beach had to be dynamique, so you had to keep moving if you used the beach. Underneath it states that there would be no lifeguards. The beach was non surveillé. You can see that people were allowed to do nautical sports, swimming, walking, providing they kept a social distance of 1 metre. In France, apparently, the virus does not travel as far as it does in England. The social distance is 1 metre in France, but I believe it was at that time anyway, 2 metres in England. The symbols underneath show what you couldn't do. No sunbathing, so no vitamin D, no group sports, no groups of more than 10 people, and no picnics. Therefore, sitting on the beach was not allowed. People were just beginning to relax when a boat with canoes appeared. We could see that it was either the police or the army.
It's coming to something, isn't it, where people have to fear, these things. Well, no, they look alarmed, don't they, those people in front there? They're not just looking interested, they're looking alarmed.
In the event, it turned out to be just an army exercise, but people were a little freaked out because in today's climate, it wouldn't have been surprising if everyone on the beach had been arrested at gunpoint for breaking some regulation or other. Scamp was very freaked out, particularly as the soldiers ran directly towards us. You may be surprised to see that the beach was not very dynamic. French people tend to be independent-minded, and you'll even see a turquoise parasol in the photo. The following week, the local police municipale appeared on the beach heavily masked, We quickly put Scamp on the lead and started walking briskly along the water's edge. In other words, we ensured that we had Scamp on the lead and that we were behaving dynamically. The police passed close by but ignored us. To our surprise, everybody else just remained where they were, like sitting ducks, and the police approached them and warned them that they would be fined next time they came to the beach if they sat on the sand. So that was our experience of the first day of the first déconfinement in France.